Here I have the original blue colorway that is now retired of the Christopher Ward C1 Bel Canto. This is the 2023 Grand Prix de Horologie Petite Aiguille winner. On the top of the hour, every hour, a hammer will strike a long curved metallic spring. This is affixed by a screw at the 10 o'clock position. The rest of the spring wraps around the circumference of the dial and then doubles back again. The chime is a quiet ding. It is D key and sounds very nice. This is called the sonnerie au passage complication. It is uncommon in the market and unheard of in watches that cost sub $4,000. The hammer, bridge, and on-off mechanism in form create a songbird in shape. And I think this is quite poetic iconography. If you'll see the finishing, it's very good here under the macro lens. This is hand polished in Switzerland under a microscope, which again is uncommon at this retail price. And now I will stop talking so you can enjoy the soft chime of the sonnerie au passage. The button placed in the grade 5 titanium case down here at the 4 o'clock position will cycle the sound on and off. I like keeping it on, as I assume most owners do, but there may be times that one would not want to draw auditory attention to the watch on their wrist. And so I like that Christopher Ward has been cognizant of those situations, however infrequently they may occur. Now the watch will have a subsidiary dial in the upper portion, and this is where the hours and minutes are displayed. The markers are bi-finish and they contain a good amount of SLN C1 X1 BL lume. It will be white in bright conditions and glow a cyan blue in low light conditions. There is a sunray finish on the main blue portion of the dial, and that center will emanate not from the middle of the base, but from the middle of the subsidiary hand stack that is offset. Note how there is no logo, no model name, no other text on the dial, only the required Swiss made that is placed on either side of the 6 marker. Swiss made will also be found on the titanium caseback, and I love how this brand can resist the vanity of placing its logo or name on arguably their most important offering. The designers knew that this would take away from the lovely symmetrical layout or the strength and cohesion of these components. Christopher Ward has let the execution do all the talking. They didn't feel the need to place a stamp on the face of it, and I like that. The movement within won't be visible behind a display back. You will see a titanium case back here. This will help magnify the sound reverberation. The caliber is a Solida, an SW200 with over 60 new components added as a module that will offset the hours and minutes and adds that lovely sonnerie au passage complication. The power reserve value is the 200 standard, 38 hours, and the acceptable movement accuracy is minus or plus 20 seconds per day, which admittedly is a little bit disappointing. There is no seconds hand here to compare to an atomic clock, but at close to $4,000 retail, I would have hoped for tighter accuracy specifications. On wrist, the 41mm diameter doesn't feel too large nor too small. The height is 13mm, which I think is nice, considering the height or dimensionality of these chime components on the dial. The lug-to-lug distance is 48mm, and the lug width is 22mm. Christopher Ward offers this on leather as shown, or on a titanium bracelet with a $415 premium. If it was me, I would buy this one on the bracelet and then add the leather strap at a later date. Right now, only 3 colors of the Bel Canto are offered. Like I mentioned earlier in this presentation, the original blue has been retired, and CW has a light pastel blue, a dark violet, and a bright rose or salmon tone available for order. I think each is bold in its own respect. Now, I don't want this presentation to sound like an advertisement, as it's not. There isn't any sponsorship here, though I am a big personal fan of the model, like many of you are. My father actually ordered one himself, a light blue on the bracelet, He recently unboxed it and has been enjoying a watch honeymoon with the piece. So if you are considering this watch, what would be items that are not apparent at first glance? Well, the movement is surprisingly loud. This will make sense as the intent of the watch is not to hide the movement noise, but to amplify the sound of the chiming hours. The ticking of the balance will be noticeable at times, more so than another watch housing a similar SW200. The dial spring is also susceptible to reverberating with small shocks, so it acts similar to a tuning fork. Say you drop the watch a couple inches onto a soft desk pad, you will hear a faint chime, though nothing like the lovely D key of the hammer strike. The only frustration that I've had in a month with this review sample will come down to the availability and not any one aspect of the watch itself. The Bel Canto is so sought after that Christopher Ward can't produce them fast enough. Given the custom execution of the complication and all of that hand polishing, it's just not a quick process. Buyers can expect a wait. If you were to put a deposit down today, the final product would not ship for an estimated 7 months, which is not fun. There isn't a level of instant gratification that us watch collectors are used to. And in that regard, this has had an effect on the secondary market. These models are scarce, and some scalpers are listing new examples that have recently been delivered for up to double retail. And I hope that nobody is buying at those inflated prices. I hope that those who want to wear and use the Bel Canto can get them from, Christopher Ward at retail price. But there is a level of demand that is outstripping the current supply, and I think part of the popularity comes down to the design, the bold colors, that trusted CW name. This does have the 5-year warranty, but at the same time, I do think some of the popularity comes down to the price. $3,800 or $4,200 on a bracelet is still a significant amount of money to spend on any one watch, but nothing on the market really rivals this. The previous Chime Hours value leader was the Meistersinger with the Bell Hora, and that retails for hundreds more. And in my subjective opinion, it just isn't as compelling an overall design or execution. So, simply put, there is just nothing like this on the market, or as Christopher Ward puts it, quote, "And so we're proud to present the Bel Canto, a watch born equally of inspiration and perspiration, a timepiece of rare beauty that also makes the highest level of watchmaking accessible to more people than ever before. Truly, our finest hour," close quote. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will respond to you in the comment section. I will place links to Christopher Ward in the description as well. If you got something from this video, please leave me a like. And if you want to help me grow as a channel, please subscribe. Thank you.